Namaste, angels. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do hit the subscribe button and the bell button, and be sure to hit them both to try to ensure that you get all your notifications, because I have many subscribers who have done both of those and they still don't get those, unfortunately, on this channel. So to make the best effort, I need you to do both of those. Also, of course, like the video, share the video, particularly if you enjoy it and or find it helpful. All right, Sagittarius, this is your reading. It looks like a lot of you have got something weird going on at work. Whether you work for yourself or you work for someone else, there is tension at work and or a need for you to particularly make sure that you're doing your very best work possible. The Fool can mean, the Fool, which is Major Arcana card 0, the Fool, the card that most directly represents your energy over the next 2 weeks, can mean in terms of work. And I'm starting with work because I'm looking at the cards and what I feel. I got to talk to you guys about work. Okay, so the Fool can mean some of you looking for a new job. Maybe because you're moving, because there's some energy of movement here too. We'll get to that in a second. Or you could be like moving in a new position within your existing job or for the company for whom you work at present, meaning like you could be getting a raise or a promotion or both or something. If you're not happy where you are, it might be the time for you to look for a new job, and the energy supports you doing that. Major Arcana card 0 is all about a brand new path that you are walking. So it's like a completely fresh start. And some of you are going to need that in work. Why? Because the 9 of Wands, which is actually in your position of work and finance, says that things may be particularly funky at work, tense, and you got to be careful not to like contribute to the drama, the tension, whatever's going on there. Look before you leap, think before you speak. Don't ruffle any feathers, or try not to. And you don't ruffle your feathers either. Like, you got to try to remain as unbothered, right, as possible, and as far away from the drama as you can. You want to get and be and remain as clear about what's going on around you as possible, because you just want to be aware. Like, you don't want to get caught up in anybody's like setups or anything like that. And you may be worried about like if you're getting fired or if your position's being eliminated, or like sometimes people get laid off because the company's going out of, but like it's not anything that you did, but there's drama and there's conflict and there's stuff with the company or going on at the company. Like last year, or this year actually it is, my daughter graduated from high school. So a lot of the teachers that she had last year, they changed principals, and they basically changed the school. And then we learned that a bunch of teachers had gotten excessed. And I'm like, what the hell is excess? And excess apparently is when you release a teacher, you fire a teacher, but you're doing so because you're eliminating the whole subject. So like if you keep the subject, then you got to keep the teacher also, because you're not firing them to say that their work is poor or their performance is poor. You're only getting rid of them because you're saying that position is no longer needed. And so like you're doing it with this excess. For example, they got rid of physics, or they accessed the physics teacher. So I guess that means they no longer teach physics at that school. To me, that sounded crazy, but that's the sort of thing that they did. Or like they had 2 parent coordinators, they only needed 1, so they accessed 1. So something like that. I don't know if I'm reading for a teacher that this applies to, or a couple of teachers, but that it doesn't have to be teachers. It's something like that. Like the position may not be needed, or maybe the company itself is not going to be there. But I want you to only, I was going to say worry about the stuff you can control. No, I don't want you to worry about anything. Only, get clear on the stuff within your control, and try not to let the stuff that's not within your control and cannot be in your control, take up space in your aura or your head. All right. That work and finance, that 9 of Wands definitely unfortunately could mean, like if you're wondering if your position will be eliminated or something like that, answer could very well be yes, but to have some sort of warning, and that may be your intuition that's telling you that. You may have some tingles or whatever from some of these other cards. Like there's evidence of ascension here too. So an increased psychic awareness, perhaps. You may be getting like feelings or whatever. And to be armed with that warning, is best. Or especially if you're having feelings about the job that you want to look for a new job. If you're getting that feeling and you're feeling uneasy about the job itself, yeah, definitely a good time for you guys to send out your resume and stuff like that. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse is in your position of love and romance. However, yeah, Pentacles is coins, could definitely be connected to this work energy. It sits right next to the position of your work in finance, and it's another one of these cards that like they all have a similar meaning around work. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse, as it relates to work, says that it's very important, as I mentioned before, that you do your best work and you appear, at least as committed, dedicated. Knight of Pentacles so methodical and grounded and dedicated, and that you are good at making plans and maybe budgets or whatever it is you got to prepare, the stuff you got to prepare at work, that you are good at doing that you're a good listener and you're paying close attention, and your nose is to the grindstone. I think that's how they say it, the saying that goes. Why? Because the Ace of Swords in reverse, which is in the position of the energy surrounding you, so could be involving co-workers or friends or family members, or for some it could be your energy, or maybe you have some air in your chart. You don't necessarily have to, but in any case, as it relates to this work, and that's why I feel like that's your strongest or most prevalent message. As the Ace of Swords in reverse relates to work, it's another one that says that if you haven't already, you may very soon have like a major misunderstanding at work, with a coworker or at work in general. And what you want to do is be careful about like being hasty, making any sudden moves. Try to think of ways you can prove you belong there if you're interested in remaining in your job, or if you're looking for a new job. How can you show the prospective employer that you are prepared for this job? You have the right skill set. You're ready for this new track, especially if it's a brand new position or career for you, not something that you did before, maybe with the Fool again sitting right here next to this Ace of Swords or right above this Nine of Wands. Maybe you've never done this job before, this new job perspective that you're interested in, or perhaps up for, and you're going to have to show why you should be in it. Now, what's super interesting is that the overall energy for your reading is the Four of Wands upright. Four of Wands, whether it's upright or it's reversed, it's an awesome card. It's all about joy and happiness, movement. Well, Wands in general for me are about movement. So this could mean, definitely at work, it means things are going well as far as work. It doesn't mean you're not interested necessarily in changing jobs, but things are going well. So what does this mean? If you're feeling all of this, again, try to avoid any drama that potentially can come your way if you're wanting to stay with your job. Or if you do make a move, it will be a good idea for you. Now, like I said, there's other cards of movement here, but the Four of Wands can be about moving, new home, just all kinds of things, whatever would make you happy and feel settled, and as if you have a solid foundation, and are prepared for life, basically, or you have a household, your family's happy. It's like a home and hearth kind of card. But you also have, as an overall energy from my fortune reading cards, Chariot. Charge ahead with confidence. Stay strong and focused. So this can be about moving too. So you got two cards. Maybe you're moving to a new job, again, starting a new path because something went wrong with the other one. You're changing careers altogether. So ultimately, things can work out positively. Or perhaps I'm reading for like a few different situations and people. And some are, some are just happy and they're dealing with this energy. And some are going through this. Because also, in love, it says similar things, like you could be ready for starting a new relationship in love, but in general, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse in your position specifically of love and romance means that you're probably not very excited right now about your relationship if you have one, or if you're single, not very excited about your love life or your status. You're just like over it. It's very boring and yeah. It's like nothing's happening here. Like when you go to like this new home, right, or new bedroom, maybe newly remodeled, and it's like, here's where all the magic doesn't happen. Like people show their beds and their bedrooms and stuff. It's like, this is where the magic happens. Yeah, nothing's happening here. This is a dud. And so if you're interested in maintaining a commitment that you're already in, you're definitely going to have a heart-to-heart conversation. Maybe that's why the Ace of Swords sits here above it. Swords are all about the truth, letting go of any falsehoods, cutting to the truth of the matter, cutting out any bullshit. So you're going to have an honest conversation and, try to come up with a plan maybe of how you guys can get back to a place like this or get to a feeling like this. Otherwise, some of you are going to be leaving relationships, and that's going to be for the best for you too. That's where you're going to get this feeling of Four of Wands, because it's a fresh start for you. You got to be willing to take that chance, though, take a risk like the Fool would do. So yeah, the Chariot can be about you moving. Maybe you're moving out, you're moving away, whether it's for a job or relationship or whatever. Or you're just starting all over, and when you get there, you'll find the job or you'll find the relationship. You know what I mean? My Major Arcana card, the Chariot in the Tarot, represents the sign of Cancer. This card may well also, but it is about movement or moving, whether literal or metaphoric. Right behind it is birth. So this is another indication of a fresh start, something brand new. The Fool, the Ace of Swords, a new beginning. Universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. From the Keepers of the Light Oracle, you have an overall energy of Serapis Bay and Ascension. So again, this is promotion, not in this plane, but in general, right? Promotion on a spiritual plane. Move. It's about movement too. Move into your true self. Well, movement and the Ace of Swords are truth. These cards are kind of saying that too. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. And behind it, also upright, is Master Jesus. I thought this was going to be your overall energy. I can't tell you how many times this Jesus card showed up. It was over and over and over again. So very interesting. It's all about forgiveness. Maybe you guys are going to have to, maybe as it relates to your relationships, like I said, the drama. There may be some drama with work or somebody at work, or maybe in your romantic relationships, it's not working and you guys got to apologize to one another and make up and repair it, or apologize and part ways, whatever. You are on a path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. Could be something going on specifically as it relates to relationship with a masculine energy in your life. Maybe your father, or maybe some sort of authority, maybe your boss. Master Jesus. Also upright behind him, his divine feminine, Mary Magdalene. Teacher awakens. Isn't that funny how I brought up teachers before? You have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anyone stop you. Psychic insight with Odin. Your third eye is open. So this is, I told you I was feeling ascension for you guys also. This is all confirmation of that. See truth for what it is. Now you got to face the facts. The relationship is a dud. The job may be a dud. Follow your intuition. Archangel Michael, also upright. Trusting heaven. You are safe. And look at all this red, fiery angel energy. This is like all you. Very, it's Archangel Michael, very Cupid-like too, very Sagittarian. You are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. And so Gaia, earth connection. This may have something to do with an earth sign, with, again, in particular, in your love and relationship section, the Knight of Pentacles, maybe a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to earth and stay grounded. So make sure you're not too flighty with this air energy, and you are grounded, and you do, again, have logical, heart-to-heart conversations with people with whom you may have conflict if it comes to that. And lastly, for the upright cards for you guys, the Divine Director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. That's probably why your overall energy is the Four of Wands. I think that totally depicts that. Further to all of this, for the masculine archetype specifically, unity. Okay, a time of divine understanding, renewal, peace, and hope. You radiate and attract good love. So whether you're repairing a relationship or you're going off and you're starting a new one or finding a new one or a new one's finding you ultimately, you're headed toward healthier relationships and partnerships when unity shows up. For the feminine, from the fortune teller cards, ooh, yep, devil. Something or someone funky in your life that you got to get up away from. And again, maybe most specifically a Capricorn could be involved. Devil in the tarot, major arcana card, devil represents the sign of Capricorn or other earth signs, Virgo, Taurus. Take care immediately. This is like saying don't waste any time, no bullshitting. You got to take care immediately to avoid temptation and deceit. Someone perhaps lying, or you lying to yourself. Like I said, this is about like being unhappy where you are. So maybe you're trying to convince yourself that it's fine and it's not. And for the masculine, from the Keepers of the Light Oracle, Isis, magic manifesting. So you have the ability and the opportunity to turn all these funky energies around for yourself by, again, moving onto more positive energy in auric space. And lastly, for the feminine here, Lady Portia, Divine Order. It's a very justice-like card. And Lady Portia is kind of like the goddess of freedom and justice and equality. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. So you guys will make up your mind. You'll do what you feel is right. You know what to choose for you. You know which of these energies applies to you, if any, maybe all of the above, but you'll know what to do based on what we've talked about here today, I hope. I hope that you did find this helpful, that you did enjoy it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. If you like a private reading from me or energy healing from me or any of the merchandise that I have available on my Social 6 page or my Teespring page through my partnerships with some really cool young artists, I will have all that information in the description box. And you can always hit me up on any of my social media or anything like that. Do watch your rising and moon signs if you want a more full picture. And perhaps even the general weekly reading or love reading that I have on my page as well. To give you like because then I do multiple spreads. And so we get much further into depth as to what may be going on around you. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Namaste.